Good morning, students. See, this is the lesson, the Mughal Empire, fourth lesson in your history, and we have seen the lesson of the, Delhi Sultans. Okay, now Delhi Sultan is about the history of Delhi and Indian territories up to 1489, that is 15th century, up to the end of the 15th century. Now, in the 16th century, in the starting of the 16th century, after the Lodhis, after the Turks, Tughlaqs, Rajputs, there came Mughals. There came Mughals in Indian subcontinent with the aim of looting, robbing, and they looted the temples, robbed the temples, went away. At night they used to come, they used to rob like thieves and all, and somehow they gain on this loot only a big army and started coming again and again, invading India again and again, gave them power to think of ruling the territory, winning the Delhi Sultanate. How? See, in the 16th century, these Mughals, with the invasions, they came to India one by one, and then they became the kings over here. Who were Mughals? The first point is, the Mughals were descendants of two great lineage of the rulers. So in Mughals there are two great lines, okay, and from their mother side they were descendants of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, who died in 2027, the ruler of Mongol tribes. They were tribes like Adivasis. So the Mongols, Mughals came from Mongol, and China and Central Asia. From their father's side, they were the successor of Taimur. So Mongol and Taimur, this was the history of Mughal. Taimur, who died in 1404, the ruler of Iran, Iraq and modern day Turkey. The Mughals did not like to be called as Mughal or Mongol. This was because Genghis Khan's memory was associated with the massacre of killings of innumerable people. It was also linked with Uzbeks, their Mongol competitors. On the other hand, the Mughals were proud of their ancestry of Taimurid, not least of all because their great ancestor had captured Delhi in 1398. Because they were proud of Taimur, who came in 1398. Okay. So Mughal came from this combination, Mongol and Taimur. So Mongols were the tribes and Taimur were the rulers of Iran, Iraq and Turkestan. See, there is a painting in figure number 2. Read it. That is the painting about Taimur and his descendants, the Mughal emperors. That is shown over here. Mughal military campaigns. Now they celebrated their genealogy pictorially, each ruler getting a picture made of Taimur and himself. Take a look at figure number 2. So they were proud of Taimur. So they made paintings as if they were with the king Taimur, who died in 1404 only. So in this picture what happens, Taimur is in the center, on his right his son Miran Shah, the Mughal emperor, Babur's great grandfather's father, and Abu Said, who was Babur's grandfather. To the left of Taimur, Sultan Muhammad Mirza, Babur's great grandfather, and Umar Sheikh, who was Babur's father. The Mughal emperors Babur, Akbar, Shah Jahan are the third, fourth, fifth, and individuals on Taimur's right, on his left. In the same order are Humayun, Jahangir, and Aurangzeb. So they were not all together, but the painting is made. Okay, this generations never made like this each other. They died a lot before, but the painting which was made, Taimur was the center. So they were proud of Taimur, so they made the paintings with this. Now Mughal military campaigns, the second point is, Babur, the first Mughal emperor, he was the first Mughal emperor who came in 1526 and succeeded to the throne of Fargana in 1494. He was only 12 years old. When Babur was only 12 years old, he became the king, where in his own territory, that is Fargana. And for 4 years he lived. He came in India for 4 years, 1526 to 1530. So he became king over there in 1494 in Fargana, and after that in 1526 he entered with the invasions, looting and robbery. He was forced to leave ancestral throne due to invasion of another Mughal group. Now where he was living, the Mongol group from his mother sides now, right, from their mother sides. So that means the Mongol territory. They were invasion, they were attacking, and the Uzbeks were attacking. So this Babur has to leave his throne. After years of wandering, he seized Kabul in 1504. So he left his throne, that is Fargana. It was captured by the Mongols and Uzbeks, and then he came to Kabul. He was like troops. फिर वो ऐसे सरदारों के जैसे वो घूमने लगा, and he came to Kabul. Kabul में 1504 he came, and then he made Kabul as his living place. In 1526 he defeated the Sultan of Delhi, that is Ibrahim Lodi, at Panipat and captured Delhi and Agra. So in 1526 he came to India and invaded India. Ibrahim Lodi was the last Lodi who was ruling over there, and he was defeated at Panipat battle, and Delhi and Agra was captured. Okay. See, there is a table given on the page number 48 and 49. Okay. This is the reference. Throughout the book you have to go through it. So read this table. I will go through this table only when there are a reference. Now see, there is a reference. Table 1. Chart some of the major campaign of the Mughals. Study it carefully and see if you can notice a long-term pattern. You will notice, for example, the Afghans were immediate threat to Mughal authority. Note the relationship between the Mughals and the Ahoms. See also the chapter number 7 also, you will come to know. The Sikhs also were the enemies of Mughals. And in chapter number C, Marwar, Mewar, these are Rajput kingdoms, they were also the enemy of Mughals. And how Humayun's relationship with Safavid, Iran, different from Akbar's. Now did the annexion of Golconda and Bijapur and in Aurangzeb region and and you see, and hostilities in the Deccan. So what was happening? So is this chapter, this table, if you study it well, you come to know all the Mughal history. It is in the 2 pages only. Okay. So what happened? Babur came in 1526 and 1530, right? And he established control over Delhi and Agra. Now, after Babur, Humayun became the king in 1530. So he was ruling over Delhi, ruled 10 years, 1530 to 1540. He ruled over Delhi, Agra for 10 years. The Ahoms, Sikhs, and Mongols, Rajputs, the Ahoms, Afghans, Sikhs, Rajputs, these kings, they made so many times fight with Humayun, and at last Humayun in 1540 had to run away with his small army and troops. And where he went to Afghanistan. And there the Safavid Shah. So this Safavid Shah helped him. He gave his army to capture Delhi again. And you see this Safavid Shah who helped Humayun, to become the king in 1555 to 1506. For 1 year, when he captured the kingdom of Agra and Delhi, he died. And in 1556, Akbar became the king, Humayun's son. Now Akbar also became the king. He had to fight with his brothers. And when Akbar became the king, he was only 13 years old. So he was greatly protested by his brothers only. Afterward, when he was a major, when he was good at ruling, in 1570, what he did, Akbar, he became independent. His brothers, Mirza Hakim and others, he killed them off. And this Akbar, same Akbar, whose father was helped by Safavids, defeated the same Safavids, and the Kandahar, which was the territory of Safavids, that was taken by Akbar. Now Akbar's father was helped by Safavid Shah, and this Safavid Shah was defeated by his son, Humayun's son, Akbar. So these Mughals were like this, for ruling and for taking the kingdomship. It has been said that the Mughals had generally in kings, in Indian kings, Cholas, Pallavas and all, they had a system of handovering the kingship in a primogeniture way. Now what is a primogeniture way? Means a king has 2 sons, the elder son becomes the king. But in Mughals, in Muslims, they have the system of coparcenetry. Now what is coparcenetry? Coparcenetry means the one who was powerful used to become a king. Means if a king had 5 sons and the youngest son, if he kills all the 4 of his elder brother, then he can become the king. So for rulership, these Mughals had killed their fathers also and their brothers also. How you will notice that when Akbar was ruling, Akbar ruled from 1556 to 1605. His son Shahzada Salim, who was called as Jahangir, his son Shahzada Salim, what he did, he went in rebellion. He protested against his father Akbar and took the emperorship, self-declared king. he became the emperor. His father was exiled. The same Salim, who then ruled after his father Akbar from 1605 to 1627, he ruled. He had a son, Khurram Khan. This Khurram Khan, who was called as Shahjahan. शाहजहां, ये शाहजहां कौन है? जिसने ताजमहल बनवाया. सो शाहजहां ने उसके फादर जहांगीर, शहजादा सलीम, he protested against it, seized the property and sent him behind the bars. So ये शहजादा खुर्रम ने, शाहजहां ने उसके फादर जहांगीर को थ्रोन से हटा दिया and he became the king in 1627. So then he started ruling. He had fights with the kings and kingdoms, other kingdoms. He started expanding, and in his period the Kandahar was again captured by Safavids. So the Safavid was again captured. Then he had many conflicts with the Ahoms, with the Bundels, with the Marathas also, and with the Lodhis also. Now Lodhis were in Afghanistan. With the Lodhis also, with the kings of Bijapur, Ahmednagar and Orissa. So he had many conflicts, and he ruled up to 1658, and he started building the Taj Mahal at Agra. But you see, the same thing happened with him also. Shahjahan had his rule up to 1658, and in 1658 his son was Aurangzeb. What he did, ये औरंगजेब ने क्या किया? He protested against his father शाहजहां, जैसे शाहजहां ने किया था उसके फादर के साथ, जहांगीर के साथ. Same way Aurangzeb, what he did, he protested against his father and took the throne. So शाहजहां का जो सन था औरंगजेब, उसको राजा बनना था, और उसने शाहजहां को कहाँ पे डाल दिया? जेल में डाल दिया. इंस्टेड ऑफ किलिंग हिम, उसने उसको जेल में डाल दिया. और उसके जो 3 भाई थे, औरंगजेब ने अपने खुद के 3 भाई जो थे उनका मर्डर कर दिया. दे वर किल्ड बाय औरंगजेब. सो this to become emperor, Aurangzeb killed his 3 brothers, and his father was sent in the jail. और जब ये ताजमहल बना, सो द हिस्ट्री इज़ दिस कि ताजमहल शाहजहां ने बनवाया, पर पूरी ज़िंदगी ताजमहल शाहजहां ने कहाँ से देखा? जेल के अंदर रह कर देखा. ही वॉज सेंट बिहाइंड द बार बाय हिज ओन सन औरंगजेब. Now Aurangzeb was facing the same problems of Ahoms, Afghans, and he made campaigns against Yusufzai, Sikhs, then Mughal interventions also, Rathods, Rajput, Marwad, and Chhatrapati Shivaji. You see, this was the time when the Mughal emperors became very proudy. At the time of Akbar also had a fight against Marwads and Rajput. So अकबर की भी फाइट हुई थी राजपूत के साथ और मारवाड़ के साथ. तो उसमें अकबर हैड ए वेरी क्लियर विजन. जिन राजाओं को अकबर ने हराया, और अकबर जिन राजाओं के अगेंस्ट जीता, जीतने के बाद